Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary, and this is not David. So I wanted to get back online and do another reading on what was happening um, with Charlie Kirk passing away. The FBI has released some details about a person of interest that may be the shooter. So I'd like to thank you all of you that have watched the video that Dave and I put out yesterday. It was well received, lots of comments. So I do apologize. I was not able to respond to as many comments as I would like. I was just trying to keep my head above water reading all the comments. I only had 2 or 3 Trumpers in the comments. It's been a while since I've had Trumpers in the comments, so in a way it's kind of nice because I don't get the Trumpers unless the video is doing really well, But then of course I have to read the crap that they're spewing. It's so ironic because one of them was saying how liberals and Democrats are 100 times more hateful and spiteful than Republicans are, and they can't possibly listen to different points of view. And it's just like, dude, seriously. I've been a registered Republican since 1983. I grew up in a Republican household. Look, I got to be honest with you. It's not the Democrats and liberals that are embracing hate speech and are intolerant. I mean, their whole message my entire life has been about equity, inclusion, and acceptance. It's the problem isn't with the Democrats. Okay. Now, politically speaking, I'm a registered Republican, but I have not voted Republican in over 20 years. And that's, and even the last couple times I did vote Republican, it was kind of like, I don't know. They were kind of stretching beyond my acceptance and tolerance, right? And finally, the Tea Party just completely left me in the dust. At that point, it's like, well, I guess I'm going to be a Democrat from this point forward because I can't embrace the far right mentality. And as I've gotten older, I've become more progressive. And, 8 years ago, it's like, oh, Bernie Sanders, are you kidding me? That guy's a socialist, blah, 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 blah. You asked me now, it's like, Bernie Sanders is the best person that we didn't elect president, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's saying a lot about me, right? But so, yeah, we had a couple of Trumpers out there. Some were writing in Spanish. And it's just, hey, you got your opinions. I've got mine. You don't like what we're saying on this channel? I guarantee you can go find a far right tarot reader and they'll tell you everything you want to hear. So thank you all for commenting. I would like just as a kind reminder, you don't have to agree with what Charlie Kirk said. And I get it if you're feeling like, this is just desserts, thoughts and prayers type comments. But, even if we don't agree with him, and even though he was, this provocative type person that would spew this hate language and we don't embrace or agree with it, he was still a human being. He was still a dad. He was still a husband. And even though we don't embrace that messaging, no one should be executed because they have an opinion that differs than ours. So that's kind of my public service announcement there. That being said, I got to finally watch one of Libby's videos. It's been a long time since I've had the opportunity to do that. And she had some interesting insights into the shooter and the motivations. So I want to take a look at the current energy, now that we're starting to learn more about the person of interest and see what we've got as far as motivations and maybe some insight into who this person is. If you haven't seen it, the FBI has released some photos. It's a young white male, go figure, potentially college age. They theorized that he knew the campus pretty well. Obviously, someone who's very comfortable handling a long gun with a scope and probably a tripod. So, and it was pretty well thought out. So they've been able to retrieve the weapon. They've gotten a palm print and some uh, shoe imprints that I guess in the woods where he dumped the rifle. So that the FBI is going to be looking at that, and I'm sure they'll be able to get some clues as to who this person is. So let's take a look at the current energy around that. This is for entertainment purposes only. If you're MAGA and you don't like progressive viewpoints, this is a great opportunity for you to sort of hit the stop button and go somewhere else, because you're not going to like this channel. Sorry, you just won't. So, okay, so let's see. What's the current energy? What was the motivation of the shooter? Okay, we've got the Seven of Wands. This is about defending your actions. You feel like people are taking actions against you, and you're defending, and you're going to take the moral high ground. So this is someone who maybe feels like they're morally justified in what they did. The challenge is the Hangman. They're looking at this in a different perspective. Once again, there are people out there that are just like, hey, he lived by the sword, died by the sword. He was okay with the Second Amendment allowing a couple people to die every year in order to keep your Second Amendment rights. And now that he's the one that got killed, maybe his opinion will have changed. I get it. I get the King of Swords, Queen of Swords. And the person that did this probably has a little bit of that mentality in him. I'm gonna say, at this point, let's just assume the person of interest is the shooter. There's that mentality in there. Hey, he was okay with this if other people died, so he's got to be okay with it if he dies. Energy underneath it, the Judgment card. Hey, it's basically the messaging is out there. You need to rise up and stand up and show what you believe in, and show your faith, show who you're supporting here. In the past, you got the Nine of Cups. This is hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. This could be a couple things. It could be that the motivation is that this person's past was really good and his present might not be as good. Current energy is winner take all. No one to fight, no one to walk away, no one to attack, no one to retreat. So it's probably, or this past the Nine of Cups, he could look at the actions that MAGA is taking, as far as the ICE raids and all the Doge cuts and all the tariffs, and being all smug about it. And they've decided that they wanted to fight back. This could also be if this person was a paid assailant in the past, the people that were kind of living high on the hog, that are funding this, and they found someone that was willing to take their money. Overarching energy is the Nine of Pentacles. This card keeps coming up. This is just what this is. It's kind of the it's not necessarily reaping what you sow, but reaping the rewards of your actions. I think in this shooter's mind, it's justified. He made his money. He made all his wealth and got all of his fame and all his followers from being provocative and saying really awful things. And it probably doesn't bother him that, hey, you know what? I took that away. He got famous and wealthy by it, and I'm okay with taking that away. The lesson to be learned, Knight of Swords. It was probably, this was clearly a well thought out action. This wasn't some guy like Jack Ruby who grabbed a gun and shot, Lee Harvey Oswald. as a crime of passion. Now this is someone who took action, decided it was time to take action, but it was probably something that they should have thought through a little bit more. I have a feeling they're going to catch this person, but we'll ask that question. The lesson to be learned, the 10 of Cups. We're all one big family. This is all about the happy family. And, everything is coming up roses. Emotionally, we're all in a good place. I think he or the people that are supporting him or sponsoring him are pleased as hell with how this turned out. They wanted someone that was willing to take the fight to him. The guy had it coming, and we found the right person to charge in and take care of business. My Gary the analyst thinks that this is more of a lone wolf type, and I guess we could ask that question. But every time I throw cards, it just has this underlying conspiracy that there's more to it than that. That there was someone either egging him on, like if it was an extremist group, giving him that validation, or even more conspiracy or minded, was actually paid to do it. And this is someone who's just, hey, it was a job. I got paid handsomely to pull a trigger. All right, so let's take a look at we'll throw 2 sets of cards. Was it a lone wolf, or was this a sponsored hit? All right, let's take a look at this. Okay. So, was this a lone wolf energy, or was this a, hey, we need someone to do a job for us, and we found a guy that wants to do it, and we're going to pay him money or give him things of value? Sorry about that. I was moving my keyboard out of the way, and I stopped the video. So I guess I'm going to be doing some editing later today. All right, so let's see what we got here. So this was the lone wolf side. What's the energy on that? Okay, Knight of Pentacles, being very patient, being very observant, taking everything in. Could be taking money. The main clarifier, the victory card. Hey, I saw an opportunity and I came out victorious. I shot that guy right in the head. I'm told this Tower card has come out in just about everyone's read, and now we don't have to worry about this guy's rhetoric leaving people out in the cold. Those are pretty strong cards. Okay, this side is did he have a sponsor, or was he put up to it? You got 2 of Wands. You've got actions that can affect the future. Being hard at work or offering lots of things of value. There's we got to find someone to take care of business here. And just, the 6 of Cups is kind of that. My first thing is we're giving a gift to a young person. Here's your opportunity to make a name for yourself. It kind of feels like both. That this is someone that would have been willing to do it on their own, and there was probably enough support to egg him on. Just like, okay, yeah, we can help you with that. It's almost like, it's like someone who is radicalized but willingly radicalized. He didn't go in there kicking and screaming. He was totally okay with this. That's fascinating. I actually did not expect that. I kind of expected one or the other. I wasn't expecting both. So that's very interesting. Okay, so let's see. Will the FBI catch this guy? Will we know who it is, and and the motivation? That might be 2 4-carders as well, right? So will we know ultimately who did this, and will we know why they did it? The truthful reason why. Okay, let's take a look at that. Okay, so Will we know? Will we find out who it is? The real person. Will we find out why? All right. Okay. Will we find out who it is? Queen of Cups is about keeping a lid on things. We got agreements. The King of Cups. That was Libby's card. That's so interesting because Libby did like 2 or 3 polls on who was the King of Cups, and she couldn't get an answer on it. And the Knight of Wands just needed someone to take action. I don't, I got to be honest. I'm going to throw more on the King of Cups. I don't think we're going to find out. I mean, once again, if this was just the shooter, you might find out, but you might not find out who put him up to it. Energy underneath it, there you go. You got your Knight of Swords again. We just needed someone to go in there and take care of business. That was the lesson to be learned. They needed someone to take care of business. Okay. So, will we know more about who sponsored it? Page of Pentacles. It's about values, holding your values aloft. Being heartbroken over your values being trampled on. That's my MAGA card. Trying to please the MAGA base. And there's the outcome. The Ten of Cups, the happy family. Oh boy. I got to be honest, guys. I don't know. Currently, I'm not getting the vibe that we're going to find out the group behind this. They're pleased as punch with this. This was what they wanted. They were willing to sacrifice a young guy because they were not happy with what was happening. This is something that supports MAGA, and this is exactly what we needed to get everyone to be happy again. Oh lordy. King of Cups. We're gonna have to take a look at the King of Cups. And the card underneath. There's that 9 of Pentacles again. He deserved it. Okay. All right, King of Cups. What can you tell me? What do we need to know about the King of Cups? Who is it? What's the motivation? What is it about the King of Cups? It's the card that keeps coming up. It's like the mystery card. Whether it's the future of the U.S. or whatnot, the King of Cups always comes up, and none of us know who it is. Libby was kind of dancing around it a bit in her reading. If you haven't seen her reading, go check it out. It's really cool. But what can you tell me about the King of Cups? And I didn't hold out the King of Cups, so it may show up again. King of Cups. So you got the 6 of Swords. It's about trying to get away from the turbulence, maybe the turbulent news cycle, and trying to move this to a calmer shore. So, there's a lot of speculation that this might have happened to deflect from the Epstein case. And, that's completely possible. Because there may be, oh my gosh, there may be, I just had a little thought there. There may be more to this than we know, right? The challenge is the tower. We need to bring this down. Or the King of Cups is afraid of coming down with the tower. This is a person that might be involved in the Epstein documents, and they don't want to be exposed. Energy underneath it is the Lover's card. This is about relationships. This is about not only agreements, but deep relationships, fundamental relationships. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Could be someone that's married and doesn't want to lose their marriage. It could be someone that's very integral to an organization and doesn't want to lose their place of prestige. like for example, this is entertainment purposes only. I'm not suggesting anything, but what if it was a Supreme Court justice that was in the Epstein files and they had access to money and influence and they don't want to lose that? Could they find someone or sponsor someone to help take care of their problem? In the past, you've got the emperor. So that's kind of our trump card. But in this case, let's just say, I'm not suggesting it was Donald Trump, but it's someone who has authority that doesn't want their doesn't want to be challenged. That, I'm in charge. This is my opinion, and you're going to listen to it. Don't talk back to me. Current energy is the Fool. The King of Cups is started on a new journey. A lot of major arcana. Almost every card has been a major arcana. Magician. The King Cups needed to manifest something. They had to change the results. King of Wands. The lesson to be learned is King of Wands. Willing to take executive action and do what needs to be done. And there you go. That damn Six of Cups again. And just they found someone that was willing to do their work for them. Okay, so I apologize. It's unfortunately there's not a tarot card that says, "Oh, this person." It's clearly Rush Limbaugh. It's that the Rush Limbaugh card is just not in there. Can you tell me more about the Six of Cups? Just see if we can get a clarifier. Tell me more about the Six of Cups. It's giving. I paid a little bit of money, got a lot of return for it, and it's a just transaction. I needed to take care of things that were important to me, and you got the Moon card, just about keeping things mysterious and in a confused state. We don't know the light. Hopefully the light will shine. The Sun card will come out and we'll know. But right now, the King of Cups is a mystery. Anyways, that's what I got for you. I got some editing to do. So thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you like these videos, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you're a MAGA faithful and you think I'm full of crap, hey, that's fine. You can give it a thumbs down. We typically get 4 to 5. This last video that we did, we had like 17. So, hey, yeah, there's definitely people out there that are definitely not left-leaning, that at least watched it and cared enough to give it a thumbs down. But that's all right. You don't like it? Thumbs down. But if you put a derogatory comment in there, you're probably going to get a snappy answer from me, and then you're going to get blocked. So, there's that. Anyways, if you like it, subscribe and leave a comment. I read them all. I respond to as many as I can. I hope you're all having a great day. Oh, and let's give out I just want to give one. Let's just give it a secret card. I'm not ready to give it a shout out. These readings are just blah. And it's not the joyous, kind of happy, snarky readings that we typically give. So I will give shout outs. There's a lot of people that have donated that I want to acknowledge and thank. And then some people that were Romper Room orphans like my brother and I, who never got called out on Romper Room. And I want to make sure you're know that you're acknowledged and valued as part of this channel as well. But that's where this thing was from. But I just want my sticky things are sliding off of this card, and I can't show this card until I get my post-it note stickies back in place. But I've got a secret card for all of us. There you go. It's the Devil card. Don't chain yourself to the devil. Don't chain yourself to that low vibrational energy. There's a lot of us that are angry and frustrated about what's going on, but we need to stay in the light. Try not to go down to the level that MAGA's down at. The Donald Trump, the hate and the rhetoric that they spew. And, don't go down there. Try and stay as positive as you can. Acknowledge that, yeah, we might not like Charlie Kirk as in his rhetoric, but we acknowledge that he was a human being and he didn't deserve to get killed over having an opinion. Anyways, hope you're all having a great day, and we'll talk to you very soon. Take care. Bye.